The night after his small victory, Omar sat at the kitchen table staring at his phone. He had typed out a message to a binge-eating coach's email address. Layla gave her during breakfast. Rita May, hello@ritamablog.com. Layla's friend worked with this coach when her anorexia turned into binge eating. Now she doesn't binge or restrict anymore and has a peaceful relationship with food and her body. Omar hesitated, thumb hovering over send. The thought of sharing his struggles with a stranger made his palms sweat. But the alternative, continuing down this path of late-night binges and declining health, was no longer an option. With a deep breath, he sent the message. I think food controls me at night. I don't even know where to start. As he waited for the answer, Omar felt a small spark of hope ignite in his chest. It wasn't much, but it was a start. A chance to face his demons in the harsh light of day rather than in the shadows of his midnight pantry. As he walked towards the kitchen to start the coffee maker, Omar paused by the cupboard. The urge was still there, a dull ache in the pit of his stomach. But this time, he recognized it for what it was, a cry for connection, for healing. And for the first time in a long while, Omar felt strong enough to answer that cry with something other than food. He had a long road ahead, but for the first time in months, he felt ready to take that first step. Not for himself, but for Layla, for the future he wanted to build for both of them. Later that day, he got a message from Rita, the coach. Let's start with this question. Omar, when was the very first time you felt this way at night? The words landed like a stone dropped into still water. His chest tightened. He hadn't thought about that in years, and suddenly, he was 14 again. Sitting in the dark kitchen, refrigerator light glowing against his face, the muffled sound of his parents fighting upstairs. He had no one to talk to, no way to stop the storm, but there was leftover lasagna in the fridge. Sweet cereal in the cupboard. Food didn't yell. Food didn't slam doors. Food made him feel safe. Back in the present, Omar rubbed his eyes. His voice shook as he whispered, "It started there." Another message buzzed through. You created a habit loop. When you feel uncomfortable, you use food to feel calm, to comfort yourself. But we can replace it. Tonight, at your usual trigger time, don't fight it. Redirect it. Find another way to comfort yourself. Prepare something soothing, warm tea, soft music, maybe a stretch. Teach your body a new way to feel safe. That night, he tried something different. A cup of chamomile tea steamed on the counter. Soft music filled the small kitchen. He stretched slowly, noticing tension in his shoulders that he hadn't realized was there. It felt awkward, almost silly, but his shoulders eased. For the first time, he let himself end the day instead of trying to stuff it down. The cravings didn't disappear, but they softened. He reached for a cookie and put it back. The next night, not perfect. His hand grabbed the cookies more quickly than he'd hoped, but even then he stopped after a few bites. He woke up less bloated, lighter. A small victory he started to have more and more often. The habit wasn't broken, yet, but a crack had appeared in the old pattern. And just as hope began to bloom, his phone buzzed again. A message from his doctor. We need to discuss your test results. Please call me as soon as possible. Omar's stomach dropped. What does the doctor's message say? Will it scare him back into old patterns or push him to finally confront his cravings? Find out in Episode 5, The Real Test. If you like this video, please tap the like button and subscribe so you won't miss the new episodes.